All right, this is Sunday morning in last Sunday of February here at Zion Hill Baptist Church in Douglasville. There are a lot of Zion Hills, so this is Bishop Wright is the pastor here, and my brother here, Brother Rafon, is the drummer here. He's been here his whole entire life, so I've been here 3 years, and so we were talking about just churches transitioning from traditional or more of a traditional Baptist church to more of a diverse. And he's been here the length of time. Of course, I've been here only 3 years now. And so there was a mixture of contemporary, just different stuff that they had done before, but kind of more of a traditional foundation. So you have a lot of some of the churchier songs, old songs from back in the day in the 80s that they liked, that they sung a lot. And so I'm going to let him talk just to kind of describe how it's transitioned now, because now we're doing Travis Green, we interjecting William Murphy, interjecting a lot of stuff that everybody else is doing regularly every Sunday. But for this worship culture, they're hearing it on the radio, but it hasn't necessarily been a culture in here on a Sunday morning. So that's what we've kind of, and we're a duo team. It's just organ and drums over
Just
here.
us. You need a bass player. Where you at?
Need a budget. So let's let him, I'm going to let him talk.
Well, I'll first start off with saying I like a little bit of everything, myself. And that's what kind of make us, a good pair of musicians, because we both kind of can go off of anything. And we're very diverse. But when he first came, everything was, we have a whole bunch of elder people here, of course, but how we're changing that up, we're not, what's the word? We're not forcing it.
Yeah.
We're actually, being ourselves. We'll worship. We'll do a Baptist church song, then we'll kind of switch it up into it, to get them that feel. Kind of just sneak it in there. Mm-hmm. And, just trying to teach worship a different way instead of always,
Yeah, that. Or people just sitting and watching the choir, and really not
sneaking it in.
Singing corporately, but getting everybody involved.
Right. We'll do a Baptist song, and we'll change that thing up. And the people are actually changing out there, like changing their worship. They're actually, holding their hands up and having what's it called? A present. Yeah, a present. Yeah. That's just unexplainable. Like, you can experience God better without always jumping around. And it just, this guy, he's the one that's making this happen for real.
Man, the Spirit of
the
God,
presence in the atmosphere.
The Spirit of God has changed the worship culture at this church. Bishop Wright has always kind of been apostolic a little bit in his. More I've been around him, he's Baptist, but he has another feel. So he can go into prophecy, he can go into speaking in tongues, he can go into more of a teaching mode. He's diverse. And so, but now the worship music and everything is kind of meshing with him. Mm-hmm. So we don't even have written programs. This is a Baptist church that don't have a program that they hand into you in the door. We literally go for what we know from praise and worship and just flow.
That's what makes it easier for us to do that.
And we don't get out at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's not a long, just drawn out, just making up stuff. But the Spirit of God really moves us every Sunday. It's something different, something fresh. And it's a marriage between. We could be coming out of Oh How Precious in some kind of way, end up in, I don't know, He Made a Way, Travis Green, but the flow, just like we shift. That's one of the things I taught here was just learning how to shift from one thing to the next without there being like a break.
Right.
And keeping things moving more naturally, organic as it's happening. So you don't have to always stop the music and everybody sit down and then we stand back up and trying to recreate, but you can just keep the music flowing after that time of praise and everybody's clapping and flowing. And then you can transition into worship and teaching the song leaders and the people to learn how to just talk through the moment. As you get up, you begin to encourage the people, come on, keep your hands lifted up as we transition. And you're talking it through, and the music is continuing at the same time, where it's not a break. It's just a smooth shift from keys, this key to that key, or whatever the song is. Sometimes Bishop come out and just go into his thing, whatever he's going to do, and we just flow with it. So we don't get upset like, oh man, we didn't do A-B selection. We got 5 minutes. We're watching the clock. We don't have a clock. You know, and I'm not knocking the major churches that have the clock where you got to pay attention to time because you got thousands of people there and so forth on. But mostly the smaller church atmosphere, you know, it ought to be organic. When you go to the club, you not back, you don't walk in, talk about, now I'm going to be gone out of here by 10 o'clock. No. Time is of no essence. And so, but here I think we
Going there expecting having a good
you
time.
expect to go in there and have a good time. So we're changing the worship culture here. And it's been a peaceful, unique experience. This is the one church I've been at in recent years where there's not a lot of chaos going on just with the people. I have not had any fighting or division in the music ministry. It's been a very easy flow. People are working. What do you want us to do? And this guy here, we hang out outside of this, and so we have become brothers.
And that's important to build a relationship with, you know, who you're playing with.
Talk about
whoever,
that. Talk
yeah.
about that. Being in a relationship with your band or the
Being
or
in
the
a
team,
relationship is so important because before him, the guys or ladies, whoever played the organ before him, we did not have no type of connection. They played for themselves and I played for myself. And it did not move anything. And I wasn't moved by it. They weren't moved by it. It was just we were playing against each other. But I didn't even understand, you know, why I didn't enjoy the music department until I met him and we started hanging out. I even told my brother Emmanuel, I said, man, Mike, I don't know, it's something about him. We connect. He said, you want me to tell you why you guys connect? It's because you guys got a different connection. You guys hang out with each other. Y'all have a bond. So when you get to know your musician friends and it's a whole different ball game. It's just like, I know what to do, you know, what not to do to make him mad. He know what not to do to make me mad. It's like you're getting to understand that
as a person.
And when you're on the instruments, it's the same thing. You know what not to do. I know where he's gonna go. He know where I'm gonna go. Because I'm trying to understand how he plays. He's trying to understand how I play. But when you actually build that relationship,
we really don't have a lot of
different.
practice. We
Really.
literally everywhere we
it's a
go
feel. It's
together,
energy.
it just the moment just gels in. And pretty much every drummer I've had, I mean, I've had a good run with drummers since I've been playing for 25 years now, and I've always had those ones that stick out that to this day, that if I call, say, hey man, I need you to come, we don't even have to go. We may have a practice or rehearsal, but the synergy and the spiritual part of it is there. So when it goes into the unknown, we not on the regular record and we flowing into the wherever it's going after we've gotten through the song itself. We just innately know kind of where to go. And so most pastors, I think what I'm endeavoring to do with the workshops is really have this kind of conversation with them, those senior pastors, with their team. A lot of time pastors are always going to clinicians, hey man, I need you to come in here and get them right. Come in here and change it. You need to talk to them. I got them. They don't da-da-da-da. And the conversation need to be had with you and your people. And sometimes it takes an external group, or maybe I'll probably have him with me a couple of times and others that will show you how, you know, sometimes you need to sit down with your team, with the workshop person or your clinician or someone that's helping you develop, so that they get a chance to see, like we would come in and just kind of show how that relationship is important, not just with us, but with the pastor himself. So when he's saying things to the team, we're all hearing it. He talks to us. Sometimes he just tells us a directive and we give it to them. And sometimes he comes and talks to us all together, but it's never a pastor versus music team, pastor versus music director, pastor versus choir, praise team, whoever.
The whole team has to be disciplined. It's all discipline. Yeah. And you can go a long way with just being disciplined, and that connects too.
And being clear about what you want, pastors. And he is very clear. Bishop Wright is very clear about what he wants.
Straightforward.
You know, so
very clear.
we're gonna go right into that in this next little clip.